Lunken Tower Cessna November A2 Juliet Bravo at runway 3 right ready for takeoff straight out departure.
Cessna November A2 Juliet Bravo cleared for takeoff runway 3 right straight out departure approved.
Cleared for takeoff runway 3 right Cessna 2 Juliet Bravo.
Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Here we're going to be doing a flight from Cincinnati, Lunken, east down the Ohio River. This is post World Update number 2, the USA update. So hopefully it's going to look really nice. And we'll just see what we can accomplish here. Cessna 172. As soon as I get into the air and start flying in the general direction I want to go, I'll turn the camera on and just see what we see here. Second to get flying the general direction I want to go, which is along the Ohio, not the Little Miami. Here, we'll just fly parallel to the Ohio until we reach it. Actually, I take it back. Let's try to intercept it as soon as we can. And if I can here, we will camera on. There I am. And there's the Ohio River. You can see a little bit of Cincinnati off in the distance there at about 12 o'clock. We're not going to be flying that far. Ohio River at sunset. A beautiful thing. This up here, the 275 bridge from Kentucky into Ohio. Interstate 275, the longest bypass road in the United States at about 85 miles in circumference. Passes through about 8 or 9 counties and 3 states. The Ohio River, historically speaking anyway, a very nice river, a very pretty river. It's a shame what we've done to it in recent years, though. It's not the cleanest river in the country anymore. Sad. Let's see if we can look around a little bit without crashing. Oh.
Beacon Tower, Cessna November 82 Juliet Bravo, frequency change.
Let's do it.
Cincinnati approach, Cessna November 82 Juliet Bravo is type Cessna Skyhawk 5 miles southeast of Lunken. Request flight following.
Cessna November 82 Juliet Bravo, Cincinnati approach. Squawk 7745.
Squawk 7745 Cessna 2 Juliet Bravo.
Cessna 2 Juliet Bravo, radar contact 6 miles southeast of Lunken, 600 feet. Altimeter tree 0.06.
Copy Cessna 2 Juliet Bravo.
They had originally misspelled the name of Cincinnati in the ATC vertical scroll when the name Cincinnati would appear there in the lower left-hand corner in the ATC vertical scroll. They spelled it with 2 N's and 2 T's and 3 C's. It was all messed up. Somebody set them straight though. Here with this last update, it looks like. That person wasn't me. Although I'll team up and do a YouTube video with whoever the person was, if you're out there. And now some of this out here, I don't know. I just don't know because, I mean, I'm looking here at about 11 o'clock and some of those geographic features I just don't think are there. I just don't think there's any way. Getting about 22, 23, 24 frames a second here, according to the overlays. So that's not as good as it could be, but it's not bad. Just a very nice looking river. I think that, I mean, and I'm saying this as someone who grew up near this river, I think that the Ohio is flattered a bit by the simulator, only because, I mean, it's historically, like I said, a very nice looking river. Thomas Jefferson called it the world's most beautiful river, in fact. But just in the industrial age and in the time of huge city growth and industrialization, the river has been a victim. Let's just put it that way. Environmentally speaking, the river has been a victim of what we've done over the last 100 years, 150 years of living in the area. There are a lot of people who live on the Ohio River. There are a lot of very good-sized, decent-sized cities on the Ohio River. And it's just one of the casualties of the way we live our lives in this society. Which, you know, but it was great once. It's actually the main stream of the Mississippi River system, north of the confluence of the Ohio and the Mississippi at Cairo, Illinois. The Ohio River, the Mississippi flows south, obviously, and the Ohio River actually pushes more water into the mainstream of the overall system south of Cairo, Illinois, than the Mississippi does. But we're headed the other way. We're headed toward Pittsburgh here. This is a bit of a challenge for me because not only am I flying the plane, I'm also trying to make this a halfway interesting presentation for all of you. So, and this is the first one of these I've really tried to take seriously and do a really nice job on with the camera and the headset and everything.
Cessna 2 Juliet Bravo contact Cincinnati approach on 126.65.
126.65 Cessna 2 Juliet Bravo.
They still haven't fixed that blasted pilot's voice. To me, the pilot's voice sounds terrible. I can't stand listening to it.
Cincinnati approach Cessna November 2 Juliet Bravo 500 feet.
Cessna November 82 Juliet Bravo Cincinnati approach. Continue as planned. Altimeter tree 0.18.
You flatter me, sir. There's no plan. Well, no, there is a plan. There is a plan. We're going to follow the Ohio. And then, I don't know. I don't know what we might do. It depends on what we see along the way. I've got a couple of different destinations in mind, and it's just going to come down to whichever one I feel like doing. I mean, it's going to be very much a decision that I'm going to make in real time, a spontaneous decision, a game time decision, I guess you'd call it. Down here toward a town called Point Pleasant in Claremont County, which is where General Grant was born. President Grant, Ulysses S. Grant. One of 7 presidents to have been born in Ohio. Tied for the national record with Virginia, I believe. And I think our most recent has been more recent than their most recent. I think our most recent has been Harding, and their most recent has been Woodrow Wilson, and our most recent is Warren Harding, I believe. quite a while ago for both. My decision here coming up is going to depend a lot on where the sun is behind us, actually. If I find that we're flying east, so if I find that the sun is setting too fast, what I'll do is I'll turn away from east and start flying a different direction. If the sun is setting at an acceptable pace, to the point where I feel like we'll still be able to see where we're going for a while, who knows, I might continue down the Ohio. I haven't really decided yet. I'm just showing off the scenery right now because I'm so just impressed by it. This is miles better than any other flight simulator I've ever used. Some of these features I'm not quite sure, these geographic features, even with the update that they've made, some of these geographic features I'm just not quite sure that they're actually there.
Cessna 2 Juliet Bravo, contact Indianapolis Center on 135.575.
You know I'm flying the other way, right?
Going to 135.575 Cessna 2 Juliet Bravo.
No, this whole region here is Indianapolis Center. That's right.
Indianapolis Center Cessna November 2 Juliet Bravo 700 feet.
Cessna November 2 Juliet Bravo, Indianapolis Center, continue as planned. Altimeter tree 0.17.
I'm looking carefully onto the dashboard, the screen on the right, the Garmin screen on the right. I'm looking on that map for a river that I can follow, maybe, to turn off if I do want to turn off the Ohio. I am watching that screen carefully so that I don't miss the opportunity entirely. There is a specific river that I am looking for. I won't keep that from you. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do when I find it. As rivers go, the Ohio is pretty wide, and this other option that I'm considering is not as wide. It's not a river we're going to be able to follow with quite the level of detail that we're following this one, I don't believe. geologically speaking, the Ohio is a very important river. You have the north side of the river on the left and the south side of the river on the right. Part of what makes North America look the way that it looks now, geologically speaking, is the fact that a glacier moved. A glacier very slowly crept down the continent from the North Pole downward toward the south and flattened everything in its path. And this glacier ended in the Ohio River, or what we now call the Ohio River. And this explains in part why you have, generally speaking, relatively flat terrain to the north of the Ohio River and relatively hilly terrain to the south. And sociologically speaking, culturally speaking, it explains a lot more than that, in fact. I mean, the glacier is one of the most consequential things to have an impact on why we live the way we live now. Here in this region of the States, as a matter of fact.
Cessna 2 Juliet Bravo, contact Indianapolis Center on 124.225.
Got it.
124.225 Cessna 2 Juliet Bravo.
I mean, you'll still have some hills in Ohio, and there are some areas of Kentucky that are flat, but for the most part, Kentucky obviously a much hillier state.
Indianapolis Center Cessna November A2 Juliet Bravo 700 feet.
Than most of Ohio is.
Cessna November A2 Juliet Bravo, Indianapolis Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 30.08.
Here we're seeing some hills on the Ohio side, and it's not as hilly on the Kentucky side, but this is an exception here, I would say. A lot of Kentucky is significantly more mountainous, if you want to call them mountains, than Ohio is.
American 401, contact Indianapolis Center on 135.575.
There's someone else in the area. I have it on real world live traffic, so
135.575, American 401.
that's nice. Oh, here on the left-hand Garmin screen, you can tell that the Kentucky side is more mountainous than the Ohio side is, just by looking at it there. noticeably narrower east of Cincinnati than it is west of Cincinnati. There are places west of Cincinnati where the river is so wide it looks like you're flying in a lake. You'd be forgiven for thinking you're flying in a lake.
Allegiant Niner 400,
Over.
contact Indianapolis Center on 135.575.
Flying over a lake is what I meant to say.
Allegiant Niner 49er.
Let's see here. Sorry. FPS on the overlay.
Indianapolis Center to New York, November. 82 Sierra, November. Is at 10,900 feet, descending 10,000 feet.
Generic November 82 Sierra, November, Indianapolis Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 30.08.
Let's just see here. No. I'm just looking at my options here. In terms of the airports. To maybe put it down. Since the sun is setting. biggest fan of any of these options. That mountain I don't think is there. It showed up on the Ohio side, the north side of the river just now, and I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure what the simulator is reading and interpreting as a structure that looks like that, but there's nothing like that there. I can't imagine what that would be. So it's not perfect. Okay. Alright, I think I see what we're doing. Just not quite there yet. Again, flying east, so the sun is going to appear to set a little bit faster than it actually is.
Indianapolis Center, Delta 2075 is out of flight level 390 for 10,000 feet. Delta 2075, Indianapolis Center, continuous planned.
Indianapolis Center Southwest, 687 is out of flight level 410 for 10,000 feet.
Southwest 6872, Indianapolis Center, continuous planned.
That's real stuff going on around in real life right now. southern sky here in November 2020. So as we turn to the south, we're going to start to see the sun a little bit more.
Allegiant 4757, contact Indianapolis Center on 135.575.
Going to 135.575, Allegiant 4757.
The river's significantly narrower here than what is typical of it. I have an annoying habit of turning my head like this or like that, depending on which way I'm turning the plane. Sorry about that.
Southwest 6872, contact Indianapolis Center on 127.1.
One two seven decimal one Southwest 6872.
Getting a little bit of turbulence here off of the hills on the Kentucky side. does look like the sun has pretty much set. Now, if you look off to the west and south, It's still hanging around. So maybe not quite yet. Frames per second, 23, 24. So again, not spectacular, but all right. Sounds good. Thank you, guys. That was the weather report from Portsmouth.
Kilo Papa Mike Hotel traffic Cessna November 82 Juliet Bravo 15 miles southwest 1,100 feet inbound to land runway 36.
And we're not going to get a response to that because this is a CTAF channel, it's not actually air traffic control, it's just a pilot's only channel because Portsmouth is not a large enough or busy enough airport to merit air traffic control, full air traffic control services. So we'll just keep on keeping on here. We'll find it. It'll show up out in the distance underneath underneath what I call a billboard. Even though they aren't real, they don't actually exist in real life, the game. Or the simulator shows it's not a game. The simulator shows these things to kind of help you out as far as where exactly the airports are located. And we're gonna see one show up for Portsmouth here if we keep following the river. I think this may be Portsmouth right up here, actually. The town.
Papa Mike Hotel traffic Cessna November 82 Juliet Bravo 11 miles southwest 800 feet inbound to land runway 36.
That voice is really off-putting. By contrast to mine, of course. especially. Where are you, Portsmouth? I'll find you. Portsmouth, Ohio, not the world's most glamorous place. It's another one of the, it's just the city on the Ohio, it's a city on the Ohio River, so it's both a cause and an effect of what, has been done over the last 150 years. Very blue-collar place.
Kilo Papa Mike Hotel traffic Cessna November A2 Juliet Bravo 7 miles southwest 900 feet inbound to land runway 36.
Ohio side of the river, or I'm going to favor the Ohio side of the river here, I think. Let's have a look over here. Yeah. So, all right. Here's where you just have to trust the procedures and do as you've been told to do a million times.
Papa Mike Hotel traffic Cessna November A2 Juliet Bravo is on final runway 36 to land.
Good.
Kilo Papa Mike Hotel traffic Cessna November A2 Juliet Bravo is on base runway 36.
Now, this is a fixed gear Cessna 172, so there's no retracting the gear, setting the gear. There's no retracting the gear. There's no deploying the landing gear. It's just always. It's always there, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so the lights, the information to the right of the runway is telling us that we're too high right here. I do not know the elevation of the field, but what the field is telling me is that we're flying a little too high, which I suppose is better than the alternative. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this one. This is the first flight that I've done so far showing off the new USA update. We saw the Ohio River at sunset here. We'll fly at a different time of day next time through. We need to slow considerably down. Much too high, much too high. Much too high, much too fast. My mistake. Buddy. Alright. There we go, here's the taxiway. Not a textbook landing by any means. Much too high. Much too fast. Alright. We'll just park it right here. There's a tour bus, of all things. A charter bus. Portsmouth, Ohio. You do what you like, man. You do you. I mean, it's a pretty scenery out this way. It's pretty country. Just don't expect to see a charter bus out this way. Airport, hotel bus, whatever. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this flight from Lunken in Cincinnati along the Ohio River down to Portsmouth. This is my very, very first serious go at showing off the new USA update. Ohio's my home state, so I'm going to be doing a lot of flying around Ohio, showing off just how nice it looks and my favorite areas of the state. We'll go all over the country. I'll show you some of my favorite places to travel when I travel domestically. And thanks a lot for watching. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment if you have a question or a comment you want to make about something I said, something I did, what my voice sounds like through this thing, because I have been having some issues with that. The volume of my voice. And I will see you in the next video, everyone. Thanks again for watching. Have a good night. Bye.